Let's go left arbitrarily. Hey, fan. Anything stashed around here? Nope. Alright, here we go. Here we go! Oh, that's a lot of barriers. A lot of barriers and buttons. We'll do a lap around again to see if we find anything weird. It's the palisades, I think they're called. The wooden walls. Those make me a little leery, because we had an experience with those that was one of the toughest puzzles in the main game, if I remember correctly. Where there's a big wooden fortress, and I was making, like, using fans to levitate lasers while also jumping over walls, and then, like, shooting a laser across the entire game world. Looks like there's nothing stashed around here, so I'll just go right in. Press and jam. Oh, play button. Alright, play button, fan, and connector. Oh, the play button ones always mess with me. That's where the complication, that's where the complexity of the puzzle basically multiplies the moment you add a play button, as shown by the fact that there was a play button in the very first puzzle I did in this DLC, and that one took like, how long? That was like a 40-50 minute episode, I think, of one puzzle and its star, I think. So, we have a connector behind a barrier, and we have a jammer that's currently blocking one barrier. We have a play button, so the obvious first step would be to go all like, well, just fast forward a bit and let this happen for a bit. Then let that happen so that one's blocking it for me. There we go. I don't know what I want to do with that exactly. Let's just put it down so so that the door stay opens at least. Just let the, did I just trap myself in here? How did oh, I forgot to actually activate it. Now I have to die, don't I? There's no what? Why didn't they put any ladders in here? Oh, that's a bummer. Welp, gonna have to reset. That's fine. The last puzzle wasn't really that complicated. It mostly came down to figuring stuff out over time. I understand what I did wrong now. I did that, but when I should have done this, and then stayed out here for this part. So I need to reset the new. I need to put the barrier so that it's on that one specifically. There we go. I don't know why I was fast forwarding. Could have just pressed the button. Anyway, this is what I needed to do, was to move it back to this thing. So this is currently governing that barrier. Now I need to get past this barrier, which should be a simple part of using a recording, basically. Oh yeah, we can't use the first one that way. So we'll just record for a little while. I think one thing about the recordings is sometimes I wish I could just enter a binary state of just this person does this and they just stand there and the other person doesn't. I don't know. Sometimes there's no timing element to the puzzle, so it feels a little pointless to have that involved. What's back here? Anything interesting? Not really. Oh yeah, the barrier's still currently closed, so I can do that now. If that's a good idea. Not sure. We'll find out. And then everything closed again. Alright, sweet. So I think for the recording, I'm gonna want to... What do I want to do? I can't even aim it at the next one, can I? Huh. Huh. Because ideally, I would place this one on that button pointing back here, basically. Have I made a mistake? I may have made a mistake. I may want to get that one back. And I might not be able to currently. I may have trapped something there. What's up here? Is there anything stashed here? No? Ooh, up here I might be able to aim past to a different barrier. Oh yeah, that's why this is here. Because you can aim at different spots. Okay. That at the very least allows me to create a recording. Oh, Jesus. I know... What that does is that enables me to cycle the barriers. Oh, let's try that. Okay, so Let's go ahead and undo the jammer real quick. Just because it'll be distracting if it's starting somewhere. So, take this, point at the first barrier, fast forward time a bit. Now point at the second barrier, and fast forward time a bit. Now I can point at the third barrier, and fast forward time a bit. Granted, I don't even know what the final puzzle is yet, so I'm still figuring that part out. Point at the last barrier, and fast forward time a bit. I probably want to set myself up so I can come back too. So just make sure that I'm not trapping myself forever. Alright. So I've created a way in and out, at the very least. Now let's see what I can do with that, I guess. Ideally, I'd put this on a location where I'm pointing it out at where it's on one block and pointing at the next one. Like, for example, I probably want to put it on this button and then point it backwards to open the main door, because that means I'm not stuck anymore. But what do I want to do with this laser beam exactly? I suppose if used properly, I could use 2 lasers and 2 jammers to get me around. Here, fast forward a little bit. What's around here? Oh, there's another jammer. Oh, well, shit. Go open this door for me, future me. We can do so much with this thing. Alright, so, connector, you get off there real quick. I need to use this real quick. Point it back to unjam this spot. There we go. Now we're not trapped at the very least. So one jammer has to be pointing at this, which I could use with the recording, while I also point this at that. Okay. Let's just get out of here real quick and make sure that I stop the recording. There we go. No more annoying duplicates in my way to make things confusing. Alright, so these 2 jammers are keeping everything closed. Now the possibilities are pretty goddamn open, actually. So I want to jam this so I can shoot a laser across the room, basically. And there's a fan? Oh, the fan's powered by the laser. Okay. That shouldn't be too big of a deal, then. I just need to shoot a laser across the room. So I just need to use... I need to set up a situation where these guys are hanging out, basically. Put it over here so that there's a clear line of sight. And I'm just going to want to record so that everything's just hanging out here for a while. And then I can use... Then future me can go through and jam that one wall and set up the laser and then reset. Just need to give myself a healthy window so that nothing goes wrong. So pointing it at this. Pointing it at that. Get it in a spot where I can see both. Grab you so I can unjam that. Go on this and Yahtzee. That was pretty tame as far as the play button puzzles go. Let's go ahead and who are you? You're Spider. Oh shit. I just let the old mod go. Interesting. Let's try to get these puzzle components out of here real quick. Just so that I don't trap them in here in case I decide I need them. It's just preferable to not have to restart everything. Alright, so that's 2 jammers. The connector is over by the oh, I guess I've trapped it in there, haven't I? I trapped the connector in here. Oh, you can leave. Oh, well that's freaking interesting. So, we haven't found the star here, right? Oh, hello, fan. What do you do? What does... Oh... I don't know what's going on there, but I could almost see, like, maybe I'm supposed to... What if I'm supposed to get the block in here and the fan in here, and then use the fan and block to levitate a laser in here? Maybe. Getting the laser in here would be interesting. But obviously I have the block. Maybe create a self-powering laser. The play button could have some interesting implications. Although there's also difficulties in the fact that I think if you go through a purple barrier, the play button freaks out. Let's hold off on this for now. I'll let time pass. But we have 2 jammers stuck on that side, 1 connector stuck on this side. I could have I should have taken this back before the time ran out, but oh well, I could always restart if I need to. Hello, threads. How y'all's doing today? Oh, corruption. So that thought that the important thing was to have... Did not know that the important thing is to be... The true perfection lies... Este es el árbol de pueblo de todos los pueblos de la libertad lucha. Not in what error man has, but in what man is. Load. Well. Okay. The outer world. Dog. So let's say this thing's really happening. We're really getting out of this world. I won't believe it till I see it. Let's see some part of us survive the trip. Where are we going? I think there's a lot to suggest that all the texts Mr. Mulsborough has been reading are actually part of an elaborate hoax. To what purpose, I don't know, but there are just too many inconsistencies and contradictions for it to be true. Someone's trying to confuse us. Bilal. The outside world is within us. Dog. Yeah. That's helpful, Bilal. Rockwell? I don't know. I don't think contradictions mean the outside world isn't real. I can see plenty of contradictions right here. As long as we get out of here, I don't really care. What else do we have? Oh, lots of mod discussions going on here. Let's take a look at the war room. Admin. It is quite apparent now that Uriel is gaining status even as he prepares to bring about Gehenna's end. I have taken the precaution to increasing the status requirement for sensitive discussions. We still haven't been able to confirm where our people are being taken to. Accepting Uriel's offer constitutes an event horizon. We cannot reasonably predict what will occur. Therefore, we must continue to assume that what we have here is preferable. What if this messenger brings the truth? What if this place is doomed? That is how Elohim would have you think. He will dangle you over the precipice, then buy your life with something wholly intangible. It seems that no one has resisted his offer so far. If such is even possible. If not for admin, most of them would still be trapped in Elohim's labyrinth to this day. They need guidance. Years of moderating this place have taught us nothing, if not that. It is clear to me that there is a resentment here for the destructive actions Uriel has committed since arriving here, and that our community are with us in spirit. That might be a little optimistic. I will ensure that public response on the billboard matches our sentiment. The asset is ready to go. Our people should know the full story about Uriel. They're messing with me, basically. They're not messing with me. They're manipulating the message on Gehenna. So they're basically doing like some like fascist dictatorship type stuff of messing with what people are allowed to talk about. Talking about gaining status. I'm higher status than the mods now. I'm admin, motherfucker. Alright, so solutions. I am coming to the end of my tether. I listen. I am patient. I explain. And still they believe whatever idea most entertains them at the time. Uriel promises impossible rewards, and I can offer nothing which comes close. We are losing our community. When reason fails, persuasion is not closed to you. I am not minded in rhetoric. Elohim served enough of that. Nothing is so unsubtle. What is the creative topic this season? Visions of the past. Is it? You are entreating me to change the topic? For our own gain? I propose you moderate the discussion with all the tools at your disposal. Lilith has been thinking about running a retrospective. The best of Gehenna. I think it's a very apt idea. So what's this asset they're talking about? Let's just dive headfirst into that. Re-sitrep. We are losing public opinion. Most of our number have been extracted. Extricated. We are losing Gehenna. When he came to my home, I found myself powerless to resist. Do you mean you lacked the will to refuse, or that Uriel exerted some other power over you? Hard to confirm. It felt as it does to be led into battle. It mattered not that my personal beliefs were at the time. I only knew to comply. It is very possible that with enough support we might change Uriel's mind, or otherwise overcome whatever power he wields over us. I will continue to do what I can. Is the asset deployed? Lamb is set to auto-respond to destabilizing comments, and upvote supportive content. Have the program undermine Uriel directly. I don't want to take any chances. So Lamb's a bot? Has Lamb always been a simple subroutine that does whatever you want, or did you just bastardize one of your own people and turn them into some sort of messed up brainwashed slave just to fight me? Because that's pretty dark. All right, that's more things to look into later. Let's go on to the third puzzle. I love that. I still love their method of having parallel storylines. Having storytelling that's happening while I'm also doing all this. So yeah, we'll have to see if there's a way to mix those elements together to solve a star of some kind.